that will make a difference, though. Okay, so that should be louder. Let me know if there's any issues. And it should be noticeable pretty well right away. I increased it like 10 decibels. Hope I'm not blowing out eardrums or something. It shouldn't be that bad, but... Is that any better? If it was still the same, I may mess around with the Yeti. Oh, okay. Give me one sec. Let me see here. How safe am I? This is over there. I knew there could be problems because I rearranged my entire desk, so that is an entire possibility. Moon, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so should be safe here for a minute. Hopefully, I don't knock this goddamn green screen down. Once this Drek is dead, I will start shooting that Drek and orbiting that biocache. And I'm not that... Am I that scared of 2 Kikimores? I don't think I'm that scared of 2 Kikimores that are already hitting me. Let's orbit that at 1,000. Give me one moment, please. Yeah. Which one? This one. All right. Kick. Oh. Curses. Oh, let's not look at that. Nobody's dead. Come on, chair. Yep. Shoot. Target. Etc. Alright. Not dead yet. Maybe feedback, be aware. Ray Riley, thank you for the follow. Why did I not hear that? Because you switched. Right. No. Son of a bitch. That's more my problem, not yours. I must have knocked out my own sound. That is not a huge issue, though. Okay, let's kill this filter. Nope. Filters, trash, yes. Alright, might be feedback. How is that? And that looks loud. Okay, how is that? That might not be so bad. Oop, approach here, don't die. Okay, still have time. Okay, are we good now? This is where we want to be? Realistically, I just switched USBs. Okay, I'm assuming it's good unless otherwise told. I know, right? Here, there's all kinds of fun weather everywhere this weekend. So, hopefully I get a good run for the last one because I am a little short on time. It should not be an issue for Tier 5. But we'll see what happens. Pretty sure in messing around with my computer I knocked out my sound, but that should be okay. Till I'm done the screen. 34 million, so 134-ish so far. Activate gate. Activate gate. Activate gate. These guys are going in first, and I'm okay with that. Let me try to switch you back over to here. Harrowing Vilas, this should be okay. I don't see anything like that. There is a speed cloud, which I'm not a fan of, but that's okay. I'm gonna kill the big guys first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if they are in the speed cloud, then they'll still get hit by missiles. If they're not in the speed cloud, then we'll be good. Shooting, shooting, shooting. 2, 3, and 3. So Hawks and Retributions are excellent for T1, T2. Worm is extremely, extremely fragile. There's a lot of people lose 150 million as worms all over the place because they just get caught by the wrong thing. Potato, how you doing, buddy? So this is Ototop. If you spell his name the other way, it's potato. Only took me like 2 years to realize that. Potato? Who are they? Why are they calling him Potato? What's going on? Oh, his name's Potato. That's more or less what happened. I want you to know I've had these two 40-inch monitors in place for like a day, and I'm spending this day now with you guys. I just want you to be aware of that. I'm not playing other games with 80 inches of monitor space. Orbit then. Wait, no. Let's stay here. I'm happy with how this cache thing is turning out. I want it to stay in this damage. Hey Tigger, how's it going, buddy? Happy New Year. Woo! Trying to die my first run. I mean, to be fair, that's not really that surprising. Notepad. Okay, so scroll up here, copy that. Shoot that. Three days since the last accident. 30th. Okay, should be good there. Hey Master001, how you doing? I know, right? Sometimes it's hard to get in here. Yes, it is, Ray. This is my specialty, is running too many characters in the Abyss at the same time. I'm working on being able to get it up to 6, but we'll see how that goes. I've already done 4. 4 would actually be really good on these monitors. So I ordered 4 monitors off Costco, 4 40-inch ultra-wides. And they deliver them by UPS, and I'm like, well, there goes that plan. And actually, Tigger, that's fully explaining this. Everything's doable in these. And so I pick up my 4 monitors, and of course there's a hole in one, and you can look in and you can see there's a scratch. I did not check the time. 18 minutes. We're good. Approach there, approach there, approach there. So that was 107 plus 37 plus 34. Plus 39 mil is, stack that, 3, 4, 5, 185. Does that look right? As long as it's close, I'm happy. 3 dark back over here. go. 31st. I mean, there is that. So retributions are they really shine in electricals. People want to run firestorms with them, but firestorms are really difficult because retributions are low. It is because of the hat bonus. Retributions are low on cap. Yeah, so if the resolution looks a little weird, I'm running 3 accounts on one 40-inch monitor, and changing the size of that has put it down to this, and that's why it looks like it's not quite the right size. It's because I am running 3 accounts, 3 accounts on this one monitor. I'll get the display down in a sec here, 1 sec here. And this will look absolutely silly. It's great. Okay, so once these guys are taking some shots, let me get over to here. I'm going to add a display capture, and you're either going to see everything like that. Cancel. Discard? Discard. Let's go this one. Okay, am I dead? I'm not dead. Shoot. Shoot. And this we're going to throw on the top. And we're going to not fly out of the abyss. Should not be doing this while I'm in the abyss. Display capture on the top, my bad. Cancel. Now this display capture is fairly large. Okay, so this here, the 3 screens you see here, is my one monitor. So when you see me going and clicking on these different spots here, or here, or here, I'm doing this all on the one monitor. And I have 2 of these. So for context, I will be running them on 2. However, that's why this one, the game capture itself, it's a 40-inch ultra wide. The resolution is 3440 by 1440. So yeah. So needless to say, I've got a fair bit of real estate here to work with, as far as monitors go. And this is a bit of practice. It's a little bit of seeing. I knew the resolution wouldn't fit quite right because it's a little finicky if you don't do it a specific way. But I wanted to try this, so this one is 47 million. And keep in mind that, yeah, just the way this goes is, you know what, do you guys like that one better? Because I could totally just go this down here. Nope, down more. And let's throw this one even further down for now. Display capture, video capture, there we go. No, let's delete this for a moment. There you go. Am I dying or dead? No, I'm not. Keep shooting that to vote night, please. Make this a little bit bigger. Nope, not that. Let's throw the bear up here. There we go. And actually, you know, something that people have asked me before, how much was that? Jesus. Why am I so bad at this? 47 million. People have asked to see how I run these things. And right now, this is how I'm running these things. I don't recommend this to start because this right-hand side here is a little bit hard to see what's going on. So it could cause you some issues if you're not used to how these rooms work. That's why the 3 monitors was a little better. And again, this isn't how I would normally run it. This is how I'm running it because I can. Okay, so you guys like the seeing all of them. Okay. uh, regrouping, because I don't think I did that yet. Nope. And then let's go renewing after that guy. So I like killing the tangling because they have almost no structure to begin with. 2, 3. And I went into range of all of them because they went all the way down there. Alright, let's orbit these guys at 5,000. No, let's not even orbit them. Let's just go this way. Renewing is almost in range, and we can... you can target him. You guys are going to shoot 2. It's medium range deviant, so we're fine on that. Now, it's best if they all shoot the same thing, but it's fine if they don't. I manually fly a lot of the time. Obviously, there's stupid clouds here, and that causes a problem. But it depends on the room. A lot of the rooms are quite different on that, so... Now I just need a banner across the top saying that Torvald sponsors the stream, even though he doesn't. Oh. Okay, let's open that. 53. And those guys are close enough to me that I can just stay here. These guys are constantly taking damage, so they got less reps in anyway. They are doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you for asking. Little Miss, let's see, she's in pre-primary. She's been doing very well. These guys aren't shooting. Planning on some like rough times that are self-inflicted a little bit ahead, but we'll see how that goes. I might have to slow down live streaming, but I should still be able to make YouTube videos at least and still get the odd live stream in. But again, that's still... I don't have full details on that yet. So we'll see that as it comes. Let's see... Otherwise, things have been going really well. Nice big new monitors. Okay, stupid speed clouds. Okay, so we got Charybdis. We do not have any webs or newts, but we're going to kill these confusers first because they're a pain. No obfuscators, so we're not worried about that. Medium range deviants, so we're not worried about that. We'll kill Charybdis after these guys. And we are in the last room with 12 minutes. Unfortunately, here's me. Unfortunately, my chat's way over there. Let's just drag it over here, Loki. 40-inch MSI ultra wide. And that's one of my monitors. Tigger, you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for dropping in. I super appreciate it. I will see you later, buddy. You know where to find me. So we won't go in the blue cloud, but I can there. go there. I have not tried Evo Preview. Well, actually, that's not technically true. I've tried it once, but I didn't give it enough of a try. We'll go with, because I think that's absolutely fair to say about it. And it would probably work fine, but I really like being able to see all three accounts at the same time. And then instead of having to click and click to shoot, I can click F1 to shoot, and that's probably faster. I'm going to pretend it is. Skinman, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Curse you, sound not working. I think I knocked out my aux cable. I mean, that's not to say you can't, because I've also done this on a 15-inch screen with 3 accounts, all tabbing between all of the accounts. So it's absolutely possible to do with the Evo Preview, but I don't recommend doing it with 3 accounts on a 15-inch screen to start with. Like 3 monitors to start with, or like 2, and you can split a couple accounts between a big one is fine. Okay, blue cloud we don't care about for these guys. Hopefully that's not a speed cloud. But if it is, once Charybdis is dead, like Charybdis is dead now. I'm just numbering them so that I can shoot different ones. I don't want them all focusing the same one. Oh yeah, 135 inch would do fine. Again, this is a 40, so... Especially dual boxing, that'd be perfect. That'd be perfectly fine. So on your keyboard, it's automatically set to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 1, 2, 3 ABC. So all you do is you target something and you press 1 on your keyboard, and that'll become should become 1. Maybe it only does it for these guys. Why are you not working? What did I do? I think I borked something. I don't know what it is. $96 million there. We'll try it again once we get out of here. Activate that. Activate that. 96 mil. So that'll be 196. And what's the time? 13 minutes. Fleet, stack, 5, 196, perfect. 3 chaotic darks, let's try it here. Yeah, there, see? I don't know why I wasn't doing it for a sec, I'm just going to blame that on Eve. 1, 2, 3, 4 turn is A, 5 is B, and 6 is C. And you can change that up, I'm pretty sure, and under your quick assign keys to whatever you want. I think you can make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you want. I just never bothered changing it. I know that 1, 2, 3, 4 ABC is what it's going to be for me. Devoted easy rooms, so let's take a look here. 1, 2, 3 on those guys. We got heralds, we got no lookouts, so we'll kill those heralds first. Lookouts interfere with... lookouts will dampen, and heralds will weapons disrupt. And by weapons disrupt, I mean they will also missile disrupt, so you do want them dead first. Because right now, my current range on these things is 33, so they're almost within that. They'll probably fly within it. Lookouts are my first priority because these guys can fly into it. So instead of actually being 33 kilometers, so that you can shoot them a little further away than Yeah, I figured that. You don't really need more than 6, though. I'm not gonna lie. Not in here, because you can only target 5 to 6 things at a time. Okay, shoot that, that. We're gonna kill the big guys next. Doesn't really matter what order you kill them in, just that you kill them. However, you don't want to get too close to these guys. If you get within like 10 kilometers of range of this by accident, it can be a problem. The only difference is this hawk here has a crosslink ballistic control and an ADC, and these guys have 2 ballistic controls each. Because these guys, the 2 on the right are my DPS, and this guy's my tank. Now, I call him tank. He doesn't tank everything. He tanks enough. A little bit out of range on these guys, and that's bad on me, but that's alright. Again, it shouldn't make any huge difference. Missiles should be about hitting him anyway. Brandeezy, thank you. Not thank you for the follow. Hello. Hello. That's close. That's medium range TV. We don't care. If it's a short range, we would not want to be too close to it. Oh, sure. The other one's real close, and that one's not. God damn it. 115 million. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Promise I was not fishing for it. I'm sure every streamer says that, though. I mean, the nice thing about follows is they're free, right? Streamers like them. Doesn't hurt anybody but you give them. Hey, you know what? You lurk all you want, dude. I highly support lurkers. I'm a big fan of lurkers. You're here, you're here. That's all I care about. Same as don't feel bad about entering the Dragon Sword I have. It's a draw at the end of the night. It could be from anywhere from 150 to 5 billion ISK at the moment. It is random based on a deck of Magic the Gathering cards I have. So yeah, feel free. That's why I have the thing. For use. Camera, I think, used to be over there. I just upgraded from 130 inch and 224 inches to 240 inch ultra wide monitors, so I'm still adjusting to that. This whole mess you see here is how I'm currently running them. That is one of my 2 screens. Now, keeping that in mind that I can run this on one of my 2 screens means that I'm definitely aiming to run this on 2 of my 2 screens, which would be 6 boxing hawks, which will be terrible and thoroughly enjoying. I will have so much fun with it. People will hate me. Alright, what do we got here? Vedmax, starving, short range. Clouds don't look too bad. I don't like that tracking tower, but whatever. Ooh. I like that tracking and blue tower. So we're going to go this way. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Starving first. I got MSI UHDs. I think that's what they're called. So I was looking around, and I'm like, okay, these monitors are this much, these monitors are this much. What? The 40-inch MSIs are $450 Canadian. Huh. but they're not the huge, like, I should have had these two regroup. They're not the absolutely ridiculous stinking what do you call them? The 4K super massive things that have like 5,000 resolution on them. But you know what? Considering they're like a third of the price, I can go for that. And my original plan was to get 4 of them, not 2 of them. But I overestimated how much space I have, underestimated how big these monitors are, and underestimated how high the arms I got for my desk could raise them. So I'm like, all right, wifey, here you go. You have one 40-inch monitor. I'll take the other 2. She also has 2 monitors. Just one of them is 40-inch though instead of 2. And one of them was damaged in shipping because Costco sent it by UPS, and they put a hole in the box and it had to go back. It was scratched, and I could tell without opening the box that it was scratched. So I'm like, yep, there you go. I'm not paying for a new monitor that has a big scratch in it. Which, unfortunately, I know that that's going to go out back and probably get beaten with a baseball bat and destroyed, but that's the way it is. I can't control that. Because what's MSI going to do with a scratch monitor? Nothing. The answer is nothing. I know, right? I'm like, maybe they'll offer it to me for $50. No, they didn't. I know. Actually, to be fair, sir, I'm not sure it was only a scratch. I could tell it was scratched without opening it. Meaning, and like, something clearly impacted the monitor enough to go through the box, go through the covering, and scratch the monitor. Meaning, it very well might have completely had a completely destroyed spot on it. 35. I just wasn't going to bother unboxing it to check. Just already had a scratch without being turned on. I was like, maybe I should open it. I'm like, no, I shouldn't.
No, you don't need that kind of negativity.
I know, right? I don't need a brand new monitor scratched from the get-go.
This way you're pretty sure it's scratched, but you don't know for sure.
Oh no, I knew for sure it was scratched. I didn't know for sure it was destroyed.
Yeah, that one. It's much better way to involve.
I mean, you're not wrong. A lot of the shipping companies have various problems. 1, 2, 3. So I always kill the DPS first on this. So most of the time, if you get a big frigate room, do not fly straight towards it. There are 6 DPS in here. I can handle 6 DPS. 15 DPS. You cannot handle 15 DPS. Do not fly towards them. You will die. And every once in a while, you'll start in like a speed cloud and end up there. It's not a good time. I've definitely lost ships because of that. One actual DPS frigate left, so we're going to go over here. We can target everything up. Is that Freya the Nub still awake?
Brianna Nut is she is having a night snack. Grapes that I picked up today and
Ooh. But 180 million. Should be a reasonably quick one again. And then in times when you have 3 different name things, you obviously don't need to actually mark them. You can just approach the origin conduit, and this guy shoots strike, fog, and spot. See spot die. A little too quick on that.
she's being really funny. She's climbing on the couch, eating a goldfish, laying down, wrapping a goldfish sheet on the floor, and then doing it all over again.
Well, that sounds like my little girl. And 12 minutes. Third. So we get 4 in this hour. Two, three, four, 5. 181. Close enough. Stack. Chaotic Dark. I know, right? Alright, Benthic. Benthic is not my favorite, but this shouldn't be any huge issue. Let's not fly towards that stupid cloud or that tower. Snarecasters first. We need to figure out if this is a 50 or a 70. And short range deviant is over there. And this is a 50. So we do have to watch out with these towers. If Benthic is in range of those, that could be problematic. But if we go this way, Benthic should end up not being in range of those, and that should be fine. Now, if there's a medium tower, you can potentially use it to kill these fogcasters and gaze dimmers, especially if you're short on time. But usually you just kind of want to take care of them first anyway. Okay, we got lots of space down here with this a whole lot of nothing. Hey, no stresses. Thank you for this Prime sub. I super appreciate it. Yeah, you see me here running things. Jesus, how's it going, Co-Jesus? How is your evening? Okay, so you have a couple options at this point. You're pretty far away from all these. If you really want to, you can individually orbit this guy at 15 like this. Or you can kite around and just kind of do your thing. You do have to make sure that you're not flying out of the abyss if you're doing the 15 thing, because he can still take you out that way. You can't do it where you're going to bump into too much, so you might have to watch these. Obviously, blue towers and tracking towers are a no-no. But you will keep transversal, and it's absolutely doable. Same thing though, you can just keep transversal going off in a direction, and you're still fine. And the benefit of going off in a direction is that you could potentially end up by the biocache at the end of going into that direction, where this way you kind of want to wait till he's dead before you start making your way over there. He is currently shooting this guy here. Who is... Okay, he's not shooting that guy, which is kind of nice because this guy is now bouncing off a damn gate. Could you please stop bouncing off the gate? Okay, going to regroup. And we're going to manually pilot instead. Top right, this guy here was already close to him, so regrouping was not a huge issue on that. Again, just play keep away with towers and you should be fine. Manually piloting is definitely better for this, but getting out of range sucks because your DPS goes down. Also, where I'm low on time for my boosters, this is a terrible first room. Okay, let's head this way. This guy's reloading. 2 and 4 left on shots for there. Okay, these two are now reloading. I'm going to take one shot at this. Go. I should be able to sneak over here. Riker, how you doing, buddy? So, I know I'm flying towards this thing, however, that guy is 30 kilometers away in the wrong direction and should not be able to benefit from it. And where this guy is the one who's not being shot at, 76 million. We're going to go here. Hope my guy doesn't get one shot, which Jackdaws, you have to be really careful about that. These guys, they're not so bad for it. But Jackdaws definitely have a higher possibility of getting sniped by that dude. Hey, Unity, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Ooh, that's a lot of those. Alright, so we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. Anyway, and we're going to shoot those. And switch you over to the tangling that I actually want you to shoot. Make sure I regroup, because I should definitely do that. Tangling's down, starving next. Once the starving's dead, you do have to watch out a little bit, but generally, unless there's a tracking, like, here's a tracking tower, don't fly near it. You'll be fine. So the Charybdis is weak at 40 kilometers, and its tracking is terrible. But if you have the if you have a small enough signature radius, you don't have to worry about it. Jackdaw's just not quite small enough to not worry about it. I know, right, Code Jesus? I agree. They should just give it to you if you log in automatically. You shouldn't have to go click to do it. It's like, you've logged in. Good job. Please claim automatically. You can turn that off. Is that a thing? Oh, jeez. Alright, Code Jesus, we can fix that. Too far away. Too far away. Alright, sounds good. I'll have to take a look at that later. You're shooting B. Okay, there we go. No, right? I agree. Oh no, I'll have to do it in each one. Dear God. Do you know how many accounts I have? 85. Mm, 2 minutes left on booster. Two minutes and how long? 2.5 minutes left on boosters. That should be good, actually. So I don't need the full time of the room to get control of the room. I just need to be able to survive angels for about 90 seconds, and then I should be fine. So not being full on boosters is okay. Don't need them for the whole room. I just need them for long enough. I got 2 minutes. Benthic, we don't even need them. Short range tracking, don't care for it. They're over there. We're not in that speed cloud. Let's go this way. So for Benthic, if you do end up having to go somewhat close to Benthic because of clouds or whatnot, it's fine as long as you're on an angle and you do not get too close to within 15 kilometers of him. 15 kilometers is his magic webbing number. If you do, it's not the end of the world, but try not to. That's a lot of clouds everywhere, guys. Red clouds are fine, though. Nice. Okay, plate forgers are currently at a range. Oh, because there's a gaze dimmer. That makes sense. Okay, you shoot that. You shoot that. I'm putting the DPS on the Benthic. And this guy's going to finish off the plate forger, then he'll hop on the Benthic as well. I am still making insane amounts of ISK, yes. I have changed my monitor setup to potentially run 6 accounts at the same time. Han Solo, see what you currently see. This is my 140-inch MSI display that is 3440 by 1440, and means that if I can successfully run this, that I could potentially run 6 accounts and be further hated by some people in the EVE community. Okay, I'm not hitting that because it's too far away. Son of a bitch. I mean, I prefer Madness. It was already Madness when I was 4-boxing Stinking Jackdaws, so what's going up to 6 Hawks? Now, to be fair, I don't think I can do it very well for Tier 6, if that helps. I'm willing to try it, don't get me wrong. I might need another Orca for that. Hey Drax, how's it going? I mean, I've run 13 accounts mining on this, so. So this is something you have to watch out for. I'm at 49, that should be okay. I should still see damage numbers here. But if you get any further away from that, you're going to stop doing damage, and yeah. Ooh, nice. One-shots are fun. How many character sheets do you have made up for them? Nice. What's the theme? Do you have a theme? Ooh. A level 12 one-shot at that. It might be mine. I know I had some issue with feedback earlier. I might have to adjust my USBs. So clearly I'll just have to make some videos and check it. It's not as bad as it was earlier, I've been told. So we're going with it, but it will have to be fixed another time. Keep shooting, reloading, you're still shooting, that's there. You're shooting this guy, so that's perfect. Oh, when I'm quiet, eh? Interesting. Ah, gotcha. Shoot that.
It's okay, don't worry.
$34 million. Woo, regular programming. Wait a minute, did I have something like that on? Oh, okay. And that one took 16 minutes. Reload, reload, reload. Stack that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll count blueprints in mine, by the way. 195. Did I say 16 minutes? I'm gonna say 16 minutes unless someone corrects me. Let me go to this character. Okay. $756 million in about an hour. Going on to the 34th. Okay, so for this guy, we want about 2,000 Scourge Fury. Imagine this guy's about the same. Did not overheat any particular amount in that last run. By any particular amount, I mean at all. Doesn't hurt to check anyway. Oh yeah, Orca's absolutely out there. So, Scourge Fury. Stack that. How are you on cap boosters? You are fine. Orca is right here docking up. In potato mode. Stack that, keep that, drop my 561 off that character. Over to this guy right quick. 5, over to this character. Accept, undock. This character needs to grab a few chaotic darks. Yes, that is 1,253 chaotic darks and 4,851 chaotic firestorms, if anyone was curious. And we can undock these 3. Hardeners on this guy. Then I don't need to actually touch that guy for a while. Fleet. Consume. By the way, I did not buy most of those today, in case you were curious. I've had them for a while. No negatives. Shield cap, that's fine. Explosion velocity, that sucks, but that's okay. Okay, warping's done. Approach, and stop. And we can go into the next ones. Ah, so I have a kettle of hawks. Activate. Oh, I didn't do an hourly. One moment, please. Nope, not that one. Moobot, giveaways, create. So hashtag horde and hashtag hourly. It's not how you spell hourly. I'll get it. It's okay. Please enter those draws. Easy, except I don't like those deviants. Where are these guys at? It's not too bad. And I'm in a speed cloud. Let's go this way. That. Fire Watchers, Wardens, Upholder, and Lucid. And we're going to go for Preserver second on those guys. No, not Moobot. That one. There we go. So, these here 2 guys are the ones that do the damage. However, there's only 2 of them, so I'm not overly concerned about incoming damage. It's something to be aware of, but you don't have to worry about it too much in this. If there's 8 of them, which I've seen, then yes, you do have to watch that a little bit, and it's good to outrange them. You can outrun these guys, as long as you're not webbed like I currently am. But if there's 2 of them, you're not that concerned. If you kill the DPS, there's no incoming DPS to worry about. So it's not necessarily a bad idea to go with. You are a deviant. You are probably the other deviant, so we'll go this way. Okay, all the webs are dead. We're going to work on the preservers. That one's already being shot, so you can grab 3 escorts, 3 Aegis, and we'll call it good there. Upholder is dead. We're going for the Watchman. Let's see if we can sneak in here and grab this. Hourly is just a short draw, and then we give someone 100 million ISK. 100 million ISK. And the bot probably has most of your names, so we should be good there. I don't redraw if you're not here. Please enter my draws, even if you're not going to be here. If you win, you win. Like, I don't expect you to not put your kid to bed. 40 million. I don't expect you to not go to bed. I don't expect you to do any of those things. And I understand why other streamers do, but I don't. And as long as I treat you all equally fairly, then I'm not breaking any rules of terms of service with CCP. So that's how I just do my draws. You're not required to be here to win the draw. And that originally started because I had a point system, but I've kept it going. I mean, I'm already making you speak up once to enter the draw anyway, so. Alright, let's go over to... we bought Guess Who. How you doing? I'm going to give it another minute because I definitely just started that one. I get why other streamers do it the way they do, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not the way I prefer to do it. Okay, which was the last one? The last one, we are fine on those, so let's approach these. We'll do it once I get control of the next room. Carolyn Aya, thank you for the raid. Let me go for here. Shout out at Carolyn Aya. There we go. I hope you had a wonderful stream. What were you doing? What were you playing? What shenanigans were you up to? I don't think I have you followed, do I? I have a lot of people followed, and I forget who I do and don't, but you are now followed, so we're good on that. Anyone who just came in, hashtag Horde, not yet, well, actually Horde as well. But hashtag Horde and hashtag Hourly to enter those two draws. Please do so. Thank you for the follow. I think it was fire or something. I'll get in a sec. I'm in the middle of triple boxing some Abyss. I like to pretend it keeps me busy, but it's really not that bad. Alright, Vila's not too worried about those, so let's orbit this at 10. So much for it taking me a bit to get control of this room, because it's really not. Ghosting, blinding, even with those blue, it shouldn't be an issue. These guys should not be enough damage that I actually care. Now, it would have been nice if there was a medium deviant here, but there is not. That's okay, though. I don't think I can shut you up this quickly afterwards. We're going to try a Sidewinder. Also, please go follow... yeah, I have to wait 46 seconds. Please go follow Sidewinder Spirit Weaver as well, who's also another Eve streamer. Alpha Abyssal Testing and Exploration to teach wormhole safety. Wormhole safety. Do not enter wormholes. They will kill you. That's my general wormhole safety anyway. Abyss Alpha is some very interesting ways. Yes, this is one display. Sidewinder. Look, look, look. I've got 3 accounts on one display, Sidewinder. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? That means I can get 6 accounts on 2 of these. And not chat at all, but I'm pretty sure if I'm running 6 accounts that I can get away with not chatting. No, they're not. I mean, so... no, I don't want to talk too much about wormholes. I'll let you talk about wormholes. Ooh, nice. Exploration is one of the better paying things that you can do as an alpha. Part of that is also probably for the fact that people can't bot that. So CCP hasn't had to nerf it because it's an active thing that not bots do. Are you a bot? You can't do this. Okay, so Hawks are much, much easier than Nurgles are. There is one benefit to running Nurgles over Hawks, and that is that the filaments are cheaper. However, if you are running Tier 4, Tier 5 Darks, you're still making a lot of ISK running Darks. And it also uses less skills for Darks because you just don't get hit that much. And you don't have to worry about range of your weapons as much. Like, you can get 40 kilometers on Hawks fairly easy. So, just all in all, Hawks are much easier to run. I made Nurgles because at one point in time, a long, long time ago, There was a streamer who also streamed Darks when they were only tier 5s, and my goddamn Darks went up to like 30 million apiece, and then I didn't want to run them anymore. Not a problem, Caroline. I will pop in and take a look later. Thank you for popping in and bringing your people in. I appreciate it. Should be able to shout out Sidewinder as well now at that point. Who's another streamer? I try to get all you guys when I can. Biocache. I should probably go grab the loot. So the other thing is you can run like tier 4s fairly easily with less skill talks. Now it's not without danger, and you absolutely want your best trained character to be the tank, because you need to be able to tank some really tough things from time to time. But if your alts aren't as trained up, it's not that bad as long as they're doing enough damage and they have the application. Which with level 4 skills they will. Because I've done that with people. Now, again, with Angels it's harder, but you should be able to do it. Tier 4, so I can almost run most tier 5s with 2 accounts. But it's the ones that I can't that means that I need 3 accounts, right? For tier 4, tier 5. But most of the time it's absolutely fine, so. Usually if you're triple boxing, the hard part is not flying half your guys out of the abyss and being like, I don't know what happened. So it's just a matter of making sure you don't fly out of the abyss. Just don't fly out of the abyss, you should be fine. Part of the problem is sometimes you'll be over here and you'll be like, oh, click. And you're like, oh, now he's aligned to a point in space. Regroup, you're fine. You don't regroup, you're not paying attention, he flies out of the abyss and you're in trouble. I haven't tried it for that. I prefer 3 Nurdles, but 3 Nurdles only work under certain circumstances, and I think that might be okay for a bit longer, but I have to try it again. Let me take a look, see how long these are good for. February 9th. I might be able to get away with it for another month. For tier 6 fires. Tier 5 fires, 3 Nurgles do fantastic. And they're not that expensive. I've got the fleet down to 1.5 billion. They pay themselves off in a couple hours, so they're not as cheap as these guys. But it's a very reliable fleet for tier 5. They don't quite... So the biggest issue I usually have, I'm pretty sure, is Nurgles are slow. These things go close to 1500 per second. What's this guy? 1342 with a shitty afterburner. Nurgles go like 900 with a shitty afterburner. And that's where you start running into issues. Because Nurgles also don't get to pick where they're flying. These guys, they can fly anywhere. Nurgles, most things you have to chase down. Well, not most, but some things you have to chase down. And that's where you start running into real issues. When you have to fly to the edge of the abyss, because that's where the Leshiks are, it becomes problematic. Now, you can get that up a little bit, but, oh, they are a lot tankier. These guys can get one-shot, but, oh my god, it's been so long since I've actually been one-shot in these things. Nurgles, they don't always, but they can survive a wrecking shot from a Charybdis or an Overmind. Not 2, but they can survive 1. It doesn't look like that cloud's around the gate. I'm going to approach the gate. No, not key that. Approach. What? Oh, you are all not targeting that Scylla, aren't you? Okay, you kill the Scylla. You kill the Lancer, you kill the Scylla. 44 mil. In, we'll say 13 minutes, that's fine. Keep in mind the numbers I'm putting here are net, not including cost of filaments. I think it's about 5 seconds between. It's not a ton of time. However, if you're getting a wrecking shot from Cryptis, it's because you're doing something wrong, or because you're... No, it's usually because you're doing something wrong. You have to kill the webs, and make sure it doesn't happen a second time. Also, if it happens to your tank, you have an ADC and it's not that bad of a thing. 2, 3, we don't want to be near you. Oh look, lots of empty space. Let's go that way. No newts. So we can probably kill these tangling before they get to us. Would help if everyone was shooting the same one, but that guy should be dead, so I'm not going to worry about it. And he's out of range of the Vedmax right now. So it's easier to just let the shots go off and finish him off here. Can't catch a break from not being sick, by the way. Doing that hourly draw. So this is your very last chance to do that. 45 million per hawk for implants. That's your very last chance to enter the hourly draw. I'm going to go draw it right this second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close, announce, draw. Draw. Remy, congratulations, buddy. Now, that being said, there is still another... Nope, where is that? There's still another draw open. Feel free to enter that. Gun. Yep, they're getting some reps, but that's okay. Give. Ah! Fleet. Give. Two, 2, and 2. Try that again. $100 million-esque. My hourlies are 100 million, and my last one at the end of the night is random between 150 and 5 billion right now. Okay, let's grab these guys. You can mark that. You should mark these, to be fair. And focus them down. But it's less important once you're down to 3 or 4. It's more important when you have 10 remote repping guys to focus down what you're shooting. Now, I don't know why. It does not fully make sense to me. However, it doesn't look like they all rep the one guy who's taking damage, so Harrowing Vedmak. Doesn't look like they all get reps on him when you do damage to him. If you spread out your damage, you will do less overall because they will get more reps in. I don't know why they get more reps in. but they do. You're welcome to try yourself. Doesn't bother me none. Realistically, if you shoot 3 different dudes and they have the same amount of reps, it shouldn't make any difference in how long it takes for them to die. Except that if you focus one down, there's less reps at the end. But that's not how this works. 94 million, nice. So I think I'm going to have to go with 4 boxing jacks again for a bit. And then make my way back up to, well, not back up to, but make my way up to 6 boxing hawks. But I have to train up 3 more characters for that. Might start in tier 4 so that I can get used to it. That's the other beautiful thing. Tier 4 darks are so cheap. Okay, we're going to orbit this at 15. We're going to shoot these wardens. Oh my god, there's so many wardens. Watchman for you. Upholder for you. Probably should have went for those 2 fire watchers. I'll do that after the wardens. Nobody loves you, Tracking Tower. Okay, they love you, Tracking Tower, but I don't. Okax, how you doing, buddy? Okax, these 3 things you see in front of you is one of my 2 40-inch MSI monitors. Just want you to know that. And then, I want you to think of me having 2 of these MSI 40-inch monitors, and what I'm probably going to do once I get 3 more characters trained up to Flyhawks. Actually, to be fair, and this is so bad, I need to have 3 more Hawks and 1 more Orca trained up. God, I love being a terrible person. 49. Big Cheese Nip, how you doing? What happened to the Edo? Where'd the Edo go? How are you? Speaking of people I haven't seen in forever, what the hell's going... Are you coming back to Eve? Is everybody coming back to Eve? What is going on? Right? Burnt toast, Dr. Penfield. Anyway. If you're Canadian, you'll probably understand that. No? I'm just becoming more and more insane and outdoing myself. Don't mind me. Glazer, how you doing? Rage Shadow Legends. Not gonna lie, Ninja was my most powerful dude in that. Not a ton of guys in here, which I like. They're mixed up a little bit, which I also kind of like. Let's regroup. Blast Lance, Ember Lance for you. There are 2 Spark there for you, and some Strike for you. This guy's also going to go for some Strike Lance after he's done with his Spark. Now, be very careful with this room. It can actually kill you and is terrible like that. Blast Lance will get a hold of you first, then Spark Lance. And those are the 2 main ones you need to worry about. You might be like, hey, why don't you go kill those snare casters and you don't have a problem? Well, that's a nice idea, but the snare casters actually have a really small signature radius and take more missiles to kill. Meaning you might be able to kill 1.5, 2 DPS before you kill those snare casters, and that might be enough that your shields can get through without you having to worry about anything. Mr. Dinosaur, how's it going? I mean, that's like 6 hours worth, so it's not like it was instant, and that's net, not, or gross, not net. No, wait, net and gross are the same thing. Anyway, that's not profit, that's total income. No, wait, gross is total, net is after that. You don't have to be good at Eve to enjoy Eve, come on now. So let's go in there. Let's shoot this thing here. Uh, 111. There we go. That's nice. Yeah, these aren't worth it. Don't run them, please. Yeah, that's not gonna work anyway. Oh, the duo jackdaws is a lot of fun. They're challenging because they can get one shot a little bit better, but I still like to mess with it a bit. You're not wrong, Big Cheese. You're not wrong. All right, that was decently fast. Not gonna lie, early on in Eve, I definitely lost some ships to some stupid things. I also pissed off one of the people in my corporation because they're like, why are you losing ships that you shouldn't be losing in wormholes with mining? And I'm like, because I want to learn shit. Generally, I learned I hated mining, but that's beside the point. Still do it from time to time. 12 minutes, 15 seconds. Ooh, that's like 250 mil. $255. I think that 12 minutes, 15 seconds, right? 36th. We go back here, grab 3 more darks. Activate that for fleet. Boop, boop, boop. That is rough too, yeah. Ooh, marshals. Okay, these guys are super interesting. Because this can go multiple ways, especially where there's a great big old blue cloud there. So, that's an attacker marshal. 2 Thunderchilds. We're going to go for the Thunderchilds first. No, we're going to go for these guys first. We're going to focus down the attacker pacifier and the marker enforcer. Reason being, those are going to hit me the easiest. By going around either the marshal or that, we're going to make the Thunderchild hit that. So we're going to kill the Thunderchilds next, because they're both going to actually hit that guy. This one here. They're also going to hit each other. That's the weird, interesting, terrible part of this. So, see, I'm not shooting the Marshal. I'm going to shoot 2, because I think 2 is going to live longer. It's kind of hard to tell, though. Okay, the Marshal is a little bit out of range. Okay, now we're going to shoot 1. No, we're going to kill that Marshal. Hell with him. Okay, none of my guys are going down. Orbit this at 500. So this can be a really quick room, but depending on the composition, it can be a really dangerous room too. Jeez. Yeah, you were around when I first started all this. And that's been some time, buds. $37 million there. Okay, we are heading to the gate. Activate, 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 and that room took all of 2.5 minutes. Okay, this one's fine. Ooh, this makes it even better. But I'm not going to go down that way. I also don't like that. Let's try this. So kill the lances first. This one is less dangerous than the other ones, but you still want to kill the lances first. I made that mistake. Trying to take damage from 9 of these guys or 8 of these guys is a problem. But yeah. You thin them out, it's not a problem. 2, 3, and we're still in range of that tower anyway. Main thing is I'm not in a speed cloud. I try to keep out of mischief. Don't worry, it's not going to look easy soon, buds. I mean, the best part is I make it look easy even while I'm dying. Wow, he died real easy there. But he's not even affected by it. It's like, yeah, because I've died so much in here now. It doesn't even faze me. Like, ships are ammo. That's why I have so many extra. 70 million there. Of mischief. I am curious how 6 boxing this is going to go. I'll have to start in tier 4. Strike, embers. Nope, that's not spot. See spot, die. I really do. You just make sure that you're watching what's going on. So that means I'm doing the right thing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this guy's shooting the wrong one. And for this, I definitely want to be shooting the right one. There's only... Ooh, crap. It's only the one Rodiva, but you still have to be careful of that. So, not super worried about this noob. We'll get him after the tangling. Nah, probably even not. Probably the Rodiva after the tangling. Then the starving, then the rest of them. No. These are not alphas. You cannot do tier 4 with alpha or tier 5 with alphas. Also, you're not allowed to multi-box alphas. Okay, so once this tangling's dead, I'm not worried about DPS. I have my... So I did get web there. Which could technically be problematic, but it shouldn't be. This is a 70, isn't it? No, it's 52. I didn't think it would be. Rodiva. And then let's go striking. They're back out of range. This guy needs a cat boost. Actually, technically he doesn't, but we're going to give him one anyway. We got fairways there. Woo! Oh, Series Alpha Hawks. Oh, that's it. That's what I get for naming my series Alpha Beta Charlie. It's named Series Alpha because it's the first in the set. And also I was a huge slacker on that too, so. But that's more based on the fit than it is... They're not alphas. Not allowed to do this with alphas. I know, right? Alpha Beta Charlie system. Ha! That was like 50-something million. I had a cat booster on that guy and I really didn't need to. 9 minutes and 15 seconds. I mean, blaming CCP is always fun, you're not wrong. 162. And 37th. Let's go over here, stack this stuff, grab my darks. Reload. Activate gate, in. Yeah, that's what a few other people were saying, so I kind of left it this way. I didn't like having that great big black bar at the top, but there's nothing I can really do about that, unfortunately. Deviant, these guys, this way. No new, oh, no, I lied. There's one new no webs. Yeah, I don't care. We're good. So, this just doesn't have any DPS really in it. I'm not concerned about it whatsoever. Still don't want to fly towards that tower if I don't have to, but it probably wouldn't matter, I don't think. I don't think the extra tracking would save them. I mean, you could run one of my 6 hawks. You could be in an orca outside for me. I'm sorry, this is terrible. You being 2 orcas outside for me? Hold all the loot. I have to get 8 accounts spun up. 8. For my ridiculousness. By the way, tier 4s should be reasonably easy. Tier 5, well, 6 boxing. Tier 5s should be a challenge. Tier 6s will be ridiculous. If I can get up to 6 boxing tier 6s, my god. Hello, 3 billion ISK an hour. Okay, maybe not quite that much, but it'll be up there. I'm insane. I've already 4-boxed jackdaws in here. With a lot less screen than this. Oh, I definitely need to target more of these guys. The thing that tends to kill the most people that I hear of in tier 5, tier 6 is still being one-shot by Cryptus or by Endobenthic. So it's paying very close attention that you're flying transversal to them and that you don't get one-shot. Also, part of that is keeping them at like the 50-kilometer range as best you can. Doop 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 doop. Yeah, not a problem. All multi-boxing of this is difficult. I know, you're going to be like, but Loki, you make it look so easy. I have done this many of these things, okay? I've done thousands of tier 4, over 1,000 tier 4s, over multiple thousands of tier 5s, and over, is that 1.5? One sec. Oh, jeez. 1.7 tier 6s. Like, I've done a lot of these things. So if I make it look easy, I'm sorry, but I'm also very not sorry. Nobody cares. Okay, we're good. Out of range. Okay, so Wardens on this guy, Firewatchers on this guy, Cruisers on the bottom right guy. Is that a... Nope, that's medium. We're good. And to be fair, I'm not worried about 2 newts. I'm not worried about the webs at all. And I'm killing the Lucid Upholders because they do more damage. I know, so it's a little bit more than that, too. Like, knowing every ship and mob is a big part of it. But the other thing is knowing what presents a threat to you and how a different composition can affect that threat. Because a lot of people will look at a room and they'll be like, okay, this is an easy room. It shouldn't be a problem. It's X room, easy. But the thing is little mistakes make a huge difference in rooms. Devoted room is crazy easy. Unless you get webbed and you can't get out of it all of a sudden. And that's the kind of thing that'll kill you in a lot of these, is the little mistakes. Or you'll be like, oh, Kiki rooms are easy. I just focus down tangling Kikis and it's not a problem. However, let's say those tangling Kikis clip a speed cloud. And there's 4 of them. You're not killing 4 of them before all of the other Kikis are on you, and you start losing ships. So sometimes bad luck will do it, That exact example, if I spawn and there's a bunch of tangling kikis in a speed cloud, guess what? I'm dying. I could have a full crystal set. I don't. But if I did, I would still die because you can't tank that. By the way, for anyone who's just coming in and is curious about the fit, does this guy have it? No, those aren't them. Okay, one sec here. This guy has it. Service Alpha. So this is not what I use to run tier. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. Isn't what I regularly use to run tier 6s, but I can run tier 6s in these. I don't recommend it. It's not quite enough DPS, but yeah. So 212 DPS is for the tank. 213. My DPS chips that have the 2 ballistic controls are 253. 252.8. They're the ones for the damage that are going to matter a bit more. You only need about, what is it? I want to say like 500 for tier 5, 600 for tier, or no. 500 for tier 4, 600 for tier 5, and 700 for tier 6. Yeah, that sounds about right. Obviously, the higher you get for each, the quicker it goes, and the easier it goes, because you can kill ships before they kill you. So, for example, angels, the more damage you have, the quicker they die. And if you're in a comfortable spot and you know you can live like 99% of the time, feel free to jack up the price of your things a little bit, but just not too much. Jackdaws actually need less. I think Jackdaws are around 600, and the reason being is they hit into damage holes a lot better. I did the math on it for, I think it was Triglavians. Even though they do less overall damage by about 100 DPS, when they're fighting something like Triglavians that's not Omni, they're doing like 30% more damage. And a majority of your rooms are Triglavian. Something like this, though, they take quite a long time on. There's nothing you can do about it. Lancer, Escort, Warden, 1, 2, 3. Open that. $38 million there. That's probably when they're fully spooled up. It's right when they're spooled up. So here's the thing, and this is why Nurgles do well in firestorms. In a room like the last one, where there's a bunch of separate things, Nurgles have less average damage. In a room like this, where you have 3 very... Oh, you were supposed to kill that guy. Where you have 3 very tanky things, Nurgles do stupid amounts of damage. So where, for Hawks and for Jackdaws, something like the Endobenthic takes forever to kill, the Endobenthic dies in 4 minutes to Nurgles, without overheating. If you overheat when you're close to high ramp, it just massacres the guys. And that's where Nurgles shine, is where there's higher EHP. May as well start shooting that guy. Now for tier 6, what I'll do is I'll upgrade things. This is not expensive to upgrade. That's upgraded here. This is not expensive to upgrade. This is more expensive, but these are worth upgrading for the extra damage in tier 6. If you're going into tier 6, dropping an extra 500, 600 million to run 6 instead of 5 is well worth it. However, you want to be... Now, a lot of people are like, hey, I've done 30 Abyssals. I want to go up a tier. Every single tier is stupidly harder than the last tier. Every single one. 0 to 1. Huge increase. You can destroy zeros all day long for weeks, go into a tier 1 and die. No problem. Tier 1 to tier 2, same thing. It requires a lot more tank and a lot more DPS every time you go up. 4 to 5, for example. 4, you get 2 Deep Watchers. 5, you get 3 Deep Watchers. That's a 50% EHP burn through that you have to go up. It makes a big difference. 5 to 6, there's another 30% in an already longer room. Like, it's crazy. So every single time you go up, you will notice a difference. Endobenthic in tier 5. Webs. Endobenthic in tier 4. Does not web. You can orbit an endobenthic in tier 4 at 5,000, you don't care. You do it in tier 5, you're getting webbed, you might get shot. Recon, how you doing, buddy? Okay. I missed this, but it's far enough away I don't care. I was like, my damage seems a little slow, but it has nothing to do with that. It's just, you know what? It could have affected me at the start, and I might have missed it. That might explain why I have a reload. How much time do I got left on that? 8 minutes. Yeah, that should be enough. How many accounts are you running for that? 3? So at lower tiers, it shouldn't be a huge issue. You should be able to run tier 3, tier 4 without too much trouble. The higher you go, there are a lot more newts. That was 1345 on time. Didn't I have 2 long rooms to that? Nope. Yeah, 150 in 1345. We're gonna go for that last one. You know what? I could use one of those speedy rooms. Wouldn't say no. Staging room, come on, let's go. Well, I've been giving me one. They're like 5-10% chance I should have one soon. For anyone new to Abyssals, there is a special T5 staging room. God damn it, this is not the room I was looking for. One sec. That has a ton of Leshix in it and is very scary the first time you run it. It's not that bad, but if you're in a cruiser, you might want to skip it. It can be very dangerous, and generally cruisers are a fair bit more expensive, and they're not worth losing in there. So, just be aware of that. This is the room that causes Hawks and Jackdaws the most issues. Do not be afraid to overheat early and overheat hard. So notice I overheat this immediately. Do that every time. Once you start taking damage, overheat this. Make sure you hit cap boosters early. I would have hit it earlier if this was any other room. Like second or third room, I would have hit that earlier. Because you want to have high cap. They're switching targets. This guy's going to overheat. I can stop overheating on this. There we go. Three, 3, and 3. Now, the other thing about this... Oh my god, I have 3 Elite Dramules in here? That's terrible. The other thing about this is these guys are terrible because they'll web you and make it so you get hit more. And you can have 4 elites in here. The elites hit these guys harder and can be a problem. So just be aware of that. But as long as these guys are starting to split up on things, you should be okay. If they're all focusing on one person and this guy has the slowest speed of all of my guys, could be a problem. But right now it's not. Also, tracking towers, blue clouds, stay the hell away from them. They are not your friend. I can't even look at chat for a minute here. Almost, just not yet. I'm turning off my AB on my main guy so that these guys can all be together. These guys are starting to drift away. We're good there. Reaper, thank you for the prime. I super appreciate it. If you are not following Reaper, he does not stream much Eve, but he does stream a lot of things where you can make him take his glasses off and probably do silly dances. Okay, maybe not do silly dances, but he's a very entertaining person, and I like him as a variety streamer, so feel free to go follow him and watch what he does. It's kind of weird. I like watching his, what is it, Euro Truck Simulator you play? Oddly enough, I find that relaxing watching him. Why did that not work? Invalid name? Reaper, why is your name invalid? Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe I did raid instead of shout out. I'm not raiding you. That's probably invalid because I don't think you're online. That's probably what it is. Loki's a scrub. Reaper, I got 2 new 40-inch monitors, and this is what one of them looks like. I know, right? And people were like, we want to see all 3 accounts, so here you go. Now have a great big empty top bar. Ooh, 92 million. Alright, I probably don't have enough for all 3 rooms. That's okay, we can make this work. I have enough for the next room, as far as booster time goes. All those are on everyone, so we can go through. So I always have an extra set of boosters on me for if I run out. This one's not a huge problem. Are you short range? Excellent. Where's this one? Perfect. I'm okay with that. Let's orbit this at 20. Those are all null warps, so we're going to shoot these guys first on everyone. And we should be good on that. Nero Wing, thank you for the sub. I super appreciate it. I hope you are having a wonderful evening, and that this either helps you or at least entertains you. Are you not entertained? Okay, maybe I'm old. Okay, so let's shoot those guys, and these guys. Don't think I regrouped. And clearly that's the case. I'm being silly. Alright, cool, there's that. You shoot a Scylla. And we're in a pretty good spot here. If you have not already... Oh, wait. No, we're not at that point. Yeah, you know what? We are almost at that point. Hashtag Horde to join in for the draw for the end of the night. You do not have to be here to win it. And let's go over to MooBot. Create a giveaway. Hashtag hourly. Create. And announce that that is up. And then back to OBS so I can see chat easier. So hashtag hourly, hashtag Horde. Make sure you're in on the draws. We will be doing the hourly relatively shortly, and then we'll do the horde at the end of the night. Okay, let's put you on that. You on the Watchman. I'm going to throw you on the Watchman as well. So, I mean, at this point, I'm not actually worried about any of the incoming DPS, especially not at minus 70. But the Watchman is technically the bigger threat, so I'm going to kill him with 2 guys instead of 1. Yeah, not a problem. Herpaderp, thanks for the follow. 59 million there. So I love running it on Twitch and being able to export it to YouTube. It works fairly well for the most part. What was my small issue with it? There was a small issue with it. Oh right, no, that I might have to cut down on Twitch a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as I originally thought. Just because we are working on some plans and we'll see how they go. First, I thought it might take away a streaming area for me, but now I have plans that it might not. Okay, so we need to open my inventories on these guys, in case this is something like a Cinnable room. And then I'll have time to pop my boosters if I need to. Do not need boosters, but I do not want to be going through a speed cloud towards that guy. And this is sometimes where like speed clouds and stuff can cause you a lot of grief. But I think I'm still far enough away that it should not be an issue. That blast grip should die first though, actually. Nope, you're not the blast grip. I'm concerned that, well, let's see, where's this? 70. So, yeah, no, we're fine. And we're back up to max speed. Blast grip, blast grip, blast grip. But it's stuff like that that is most likely to kill me in tier 5s for these hawks. And if it did, there's not a lot you can do about it. These things hit you in the face like a truck. If you can stay away from them, there's 0 issues. This is one of the easier rooms you can get. It's like, alright, cool, I'm going to fly around board for 5 minutes. Don't even need my boosters for this. But if you get caught, like I almost got caught, these things can kill you probably in about 3 hits. I don't think they would have gotten 3 hits in. I have my ADC. They tend to focus 1 pilot. It's not a huge issue. But it is something that you need to be aware of if you're running these. Because things can go south real quick. You saw that I changed reasonably quickly where I was going and getting out of that cloud. Well, not everyone's going to do that reasonably quickly. You wait 2 more seconds, all of a sudden you're going 5,000 kilometers per second, 5,000 meters per second. And instead of being 15 away, you're 5 away. And that 5 away is where you're going to die. And I've had that happen with one of the frigate rooms, 63 million, where the frigate room is normally the easiest room. But that frigate room, if you fly right into the middle of them, that guy got closer than I expected, then it can become a real big issue real quick. $214 million, and we'll work on that again. Now, here's another thing. If you want more value per filament, you've already earned these extraction nodes. If you get a first room and you run it in 4 minutes or less, the Dirty Demon, thank you for following me, feel free to start grabbing extraction nodes. Okay? Take you about a minute to grab all of them. Even 2 to 3 of them you can grab in about a minute. Try not to do it too much until you have control of the room and you know what control of the room is. But after that, you're fine. Like, for example, I have 8.5 minutes left. My boosters are out. It'd be nothing for me to grab these last two in that 8 minutes, and I'm not out anything. I'm not going to. I just don't do it. I don't care. But there's nothing wrong with you doing it. And I had a guy once who really, really wanted to grab them, and I convinced him it was not worth it by the end of it. Okay, reload these guys. That was done in 12 minutes. Let's pop over to this character and dock up that massive ship of itself. Which one am I missing? There we go. Dock you. Dock you. Dock this guy up. Okay, well, this work out to calculator. 144, 255, 162, 150, and 214. 925 that hour, and a little bit. No, that's about an hour. Damn it. I think I said 925. $925 million, okay. Okay, no, not sure. You also get to be a terrible person, and you just never bother insuring your ships unless they're like large ships. Okay, we are going to go stack 1, 2, 4, 5. We're just waiting on that character. Alright, so I'm only going to do like 2 runs for the last part. What time are we at here? 9:05. That sounds about right. And maybe I shouldn't use boosters for it, but to be fair, I don't use a lot of boosters. It's 30. No, it's probably less than 30 right now for the pyro. Maybe more. We'll say 30 for the pyro and like 15 for everything else. So it's about 45 million worth of boosters. Even for 2 runs, you're still making profit by having it. Accept that. Accept that. Unless you have like crazy bad runs, but it's unusual for that. And needless to say, I am doing alright. Alright, I do still have to do a couple things with these guys here. Mostly, you need more Scourge Fury. Oddly enough, you still don't need cap boosters. Undock. What's this guy got? Pretty sure I repaired you already. Yeah. 2300 Scourge Fury. And darks are going to cost me. Not cost me, but through that. That's enough boosters for me. And another 2300 Scourge Fury. So, if I were going to be running any more than 3 of these, I would absolutely stock up on hard shell and pyro in that, but I'm not going to be, so we'll be fine. And over to this character, and these things are on. Oh crap, I did not undock that guy. That's alright. They shall just have to wait for him. Not bad at all. I've still failed to die, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so once that guy lands there, or is close to it, i.e. within meters, this guy can warp off. I did not undock him, and I was sad about that. Alright, and you can approach there. You can move a tiny bit and stop moving. Consume, consume. Now, you guys can also pre-roll drugs. If you're not using event boosters, pre-roll them so that you have the right benefits and negatives. No negatives. Turret optimal and capacitor. Capacitor kind of sucks, but it's not so bad. And explosion velocity. I don't like actually having like the explosion velocity. That means he's doing less damage against small targets, and I don't like it. But tier 5, it's okay because I can technically run tier 6. So tier 5 is fine if I have that. So the hourly is going to be done in a sec, and also if you're not here, as long as you have your IGN registered, you're fine. To do that, you just do exclamation mark IGN, and then your name. This particular bot pulls the name from the ESI and make sure that it's a proper name, and I know your in-game name, and then I can send it to you. And at this point, these are the last 2 draws, so you're okay for that. I will do the hourly in a sec, though. Yeah, so you're fine. Alright, I can pop over for the hourly, though. Let's go manage. Announce. Let's close it. Announce is closed. Draw the winner. Announce the winner, who is Partisan Libertas. Congratulations. And, oop, let's not fly to the area. This way. Over to this. Shoot. You're almost on yours. Shoot. And shoot. Where are you? So we don't want you going that way, but there are no clouds over this way. Then I do that, and his name is the same either way. It's not this guy, my ISK. Give you 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is sent. Get rid of that. And we're good. Now we can start shooting this Cryptus and call it a day. This Cryptus that is right next to a goddamn tracking tower. And a minus 50. And there's a short range that we're getting closer to. Even better. Nothing straight down, though. So easy enough to target up the last of these guys on everyone. I mean, you still have another minute because it takes a bit to chew through this guy's shield. So this guy is shield tanked, and he's one of the few, but if he wasn't, then there would almost be nothing to worry about in Gammas for shield tank. Like, him and Endobenthic are the big ones. There's a lot of guys, so for example, the Deep Watchers, and that's why Firestorms are hated so much, is Deep Watchers and Triglavians are heavy, heavy armor, and same with Endobenthic, and it takes a while to chew through that. For Gammas, Deep Watchers don't have extra armor. They're still pretty easy to chew through. $53. Go. I want to shoot different ones. 1, 2, and 3. Now, not all of the time, but most of the time, and this is where things get tricky, these 2 Hawks will almost always be orbiting at the regroup range for the nub. But the tricky times are when they're not. And you might be like, hey, when are those times? It's like, cool, wish I could tell you. But it really, really varies. For the most part, the best practice in here is to manually pilot. But when you know you don't need to, that's when you can start running 6 accounts. Blindings, tanglings. Okay, so there's no starving, no renewing. So we're going to go tangling, blinding, striking. Medium deviant. Where's this short? Short's not a problem. Orbit this at 20. Gonna have 2 of these tangling almost dead by the time they target me. One down, not targeted. They're targeting now. 2 down. Tangling 3. Blinding. Poor little fogcaster. This is definitely one of the easier rooms, as long as these guys are not next to a short-range deviant. If they are, it's still not too bad, but this room can go from 3 minutes with this setup to 4 mil to close to like 7, 8, 9 minutes if you have to try to deal with short-range deviant. Because if there's a short-range deviant, sometimes you have to fly really close and you're still missing some shots, and it sucks. But 95% of the time, this is the quickest, easiest room you have. It's just that other 5% sometimes is an issue. That's where Nurgles kind of struggle in tier 6s sometimes too. Is Nurgles need all of their DPS. And 300 of their DPS is tied up in drones. So if you have rooms where you can't use your drones, there's 300 DPS gone. And for these guys, that's almost like half the DPS they need for these. And the other thing is that Nurgles also have to chew through 50% more armor too, so it makes a big difference. We still have 12 minutes left and we're on the last room. Direct, tangling, starving. I don't like those starving. Orbit this at 3rd. Now let's go 25. Tangling first. It's not the tangling. Regroup. Okay, the 2 deviants are medium. We don't have to worry about those. The tracking I'm not overly concerned about, but we do have to be aware of. Oh. There is 1 Kiki in here. So, Kikis can do quite a bit of damage. You have to be aware of how many and where they are and what kind they are. Tangling, if you have the tangling dead, you can outrun the rest of the Kikis, no issues. Jackdaws, you're going to want to use nav mode in here sometimes to get out of range of the Kikis. No huge deal, just hit nav mode. Once they're 25, 30 away, go back to sharpshooter mode, you're fine. 1 and 2. So, you have an option here. Now, I've chosen to hit gap boosters and take out the Drex while they're not at full armor. Okay? Um, Uses a couple more cap boosters. Who cares? They're not worth that much. Um, Drex die. Once these guys are full armor, you can switch over to the Damavix. Because I like killing these guys while they're missing a fairly significant amount of armor. By the time I start shooting these guys at 37% or at 97% armor, they're going to be 100%. Doesn't matter. You're not saving any time by shooting them at that point. You are saving time when they're missing 30% armor. So just keep that in mind, that it can be well worth doing. Bottom right ran out of cap, and I'm just not going to bother fixing that, because I'm killing the last nuke now. Just going to make sure he's still moving. If he drops suddenly for any reason, I'll pop a cap booster. It's not a big deal. We are going to change this to 15 kilometers, though. And all the newts are dead. At this point, it's cleanup. And we're good. Man, you guys are quiet tonight. You must be really engrossed in this. And these guys can tank a Kiki. They just can't tank multiple Kikis. So once I have this last Drek almost dead, I'll go for the cash, loot the cash, and be on the gate for the last part. I mean, that makes sense. I do the exact same thing. I absolutely lurk stinking Chaos and Contempo and all them all the time. Like, hey, I'm also making supper. Probably not going to... If I win this draw, I'm not going to be here. Again. Oh no! You know what, that's kind of a good point. Why is that not a thing? Why can't you have like an opaque over full screen chat function? Blame Canada, blame Canada, they're not even a real country anyway. I haven't watched South Park in a long time. 60 million there. Approach there, approach there, approach there, reload, reload, reload. Activate gate, activate gate, activate gate. Oh, 12:45 on time there. Stack that. 1, 2. Oh, right, it's only 2. I'm like, where are my boosters? You don't have any more boosters. You used your last set. 187. In 12 minutes 45 seconds. 40th. Okay, so we'll call this one the last one. Nice even around 40, which is about where I want to be anyway. And then we'll see how much I've made in 40 runs on top of everything, and we'll do the last draw of the night. So hashtag Horde to get in on that. It will be your last chance. Let me throw that over here. Do that if you have not already. And last one, we'll go do that draw. Okay, so for this one again, make sure you kill the lances first. Gaze Dibber you really don't care about. To be fair, this one isn't a particularly threatening one. You're worried about like 10 to 15 of these guys, not 6 or 7. We've already taken out a couple, so a lot of the DPS is already gone. The Rodivas do DPS as well. They're just not great at hitting you in here, so you're not too worried about it. That Ember Lance is the last lance alive, and now it isn't. Uh, 116 million, nice. Let's orbit that. When you get 2/3 of your loot in one thing, it's an extremely nice thing to see. So, the nice thing about Chaotic Darks is they're not that expensive. So, Gammas are 16, Firestorms are the cheapest, obviously. Exotics are 22, Electricals are 24, Darks are 11. So, I find Darks and Hawks super easy to do. I could run these all day long. Obviously, some people find them challenging, but I find they're a really good spot for Jackdaws and Hawks to run these. And especially 5s. Like, a lot of people are like, the most ISK! And I'm like, 5s is still a lot of ISK. Going to 6s, that being said, as long as it's not made for 6s, I'm not looking to survive forever. I'm looking to survive 20 runs. And 20 runs is a number I just picked out of thin air. Probably isn't even that many. It's probably like 10. God damn it, I can math this, son of a bitch. One moment, please. Okay, so... we'll say a 1.5 bill fleet. Okay, this is not a 1.5 bill fleet. This is a 1 billion ISK fleet. Actually, it's probably not even that. It's probably 950. But we're going to say 4 tier 6s, 1.5, because that is about what I would use for it. Kiki. Look at that. There's 1 Rodiva and 0 Tangling. Isn't that just beautiful? So we're actually going to kill Starving. And then we're going to go to the ghosting. Let's orbit this at 25. Starving, regroup. So 1.5 billion fleet for tier 6s. It is 350 million ISK per run. Totally did not target these like I should have. 1, and 1. T5s, I estimate at 150 mil per run. And these make about 700 mil per hour. And these make about 1 mil per hour. Okay, so about, actually no, I was fairly close. So I figure 20 runs, 4 hours. This is going to be 300 million more per hour. So in 4 hours, you're making 1.2, no, 5 hours, that's sorry. No, that's right, 5 hours. You're making 1.5 billion ISK. So even if you lose the fleet, you're still paying it off in full. Rodiva next, actually. So 20 is enough to do that. 20 runs. 60 rooms, survive some angels, you're fine. I've done 20 runs fairly easily. I've done 50, 60 runs before, which is just stupid amounts of ISK. Now, these are... oh, I didn't put that. Oh, no, I did put that. These are estimates. 6s can pay a fair bit more than that sometimes. Like, we're talking you get a T6 drop, capital muta drop, and there's a third of your fleet paid for in one module. Or you just get some nice drops, and you're not getting 1.3, 1.4 billion minus filament costs. You're getting a fair bit more than that. Wrong guy. So you end up making 1.3 billion in an hour instead of 1.1, and it adds up real quick. Although same as this. Here's not, well, that's not net though. These numbers are more net. Because if I get 5 in, this is about 150 million for filaments. So this is about 750 million. That's okay. And I can have a good set of runs that makes a fair bit more than that too. It is not even remotely unheard of. Okay, so there's 3 guys left. Where are they in relation to that? 3's almost dead. Not too worried about it. We're going to head over there and get that. I just like running tier 6 sometimes because it's a challenge. And again, I do very well at it. It takes me a while to lose ships. So if I get a good streak on, it is so many buckets of ISK. But it is not easy to run. 49 million. And T4s are super easy to run. Like, as long as you have one person who knows what they're doing and what to stay away from, should not be an issue. Medium deviant, hello. Okay. How dangerous do I want to play? Let's thin these guys out. So, I am not risk averse. I'm the opposite. I'm a risk taker. If I can save a little bit of time sometimes, I will. And it's not necessarily a great idea, but I'm going to let this guy get in range. These webs are going to switch a little bit. There's only going to be one web left. And I'm just going to let all of these guys die. You guys really need to move close to me, and soon. I'm going to take care of these plate forgers. Okay, he hasn't switched yet, so I screwed up a smidgen. In that these guys were going towards the gate instead of towards me. I should have switched them towards me quicker. Think they're fine? Yeah, they're fine. So in not shooting these guys, I'm saving myself 15-20 missiles. And also probably a reload. So it saves a good 30 seconds to a minute. Outrug, I don't. It's not a bad idea for you guys to. So for DPS, you don't want to see the... Nope, not you. Explosion velocity penalty. It is terrible for your DPS. One of the longer rooms that I can have is the heavy Damvik room, so it's Vedmak Damvik, but with, instead it's just a crap ton of Damviks. And then Teslas. And no towers to deal with any of them. No medium towers. These guys don't like short-range towers. So that can be problematic in there. But I don't bother re-rolling just because I'm a streamer. And I got used to not re-rolling, so I just don't re-roll ever. But it is a very good idea to pre-roll blue. The other ones don't have negatives, so you don't have to worry about it. If you're running lower tiers, you can do... so, for example, tier 4, if you have enough DPS, anyway, So if you're sitting at like 550 DPS, what you can do is you can run Synth Blue, Hard Shell, and Synth Crash on everyone. You're still going to make plenty of ISK. The filaments are super cheap, and you don't have to worry about rerolling anything. Tier 5, you're going to want to use Standard Blue. You need it for... although, actually, you could probably get away with Synth Blue on your DPS. But you definitely need Standard Blue on your tank for Angels in Tier 5. The worst roll I can get on this guy is negative cap, negative shield, and negative missile explosion. And if I got it on enough guys, I'd probably reroll, but I usually only get 1 or 2 on guys, and I don't bother. And there's the origin. Uh, 161, nice. So 325 mil in 13 minutes. So there's 500 some mil, that's nice. It does help if you two go through. Alright. You guys are reloaded. Let's grab the calculator. So this is 187, 325, 512 mil, 30 minutes. So that plus 756 plus 925 is 2193 mil in 2.5 hours. Plus, what was my 5608? 7801 in 8.5 hours. Gross. Now, that is about the filament cost. I don't count the cost of boosters, and here's why. Give me 1 sec. Accept. Accept. This is why I don't consider the cost of boosters. Because you will get blueprints, and you'll... Now, oddly enough... Oh wait, this isn't the full time, that's why. This is just the 2.5 hours and a little, like, hour I did somewhere else. But you will get values on top of these, and all of these blueprints are worth something. I usually don't bother with the ammo ones, but, for example, these... Yeah, all regions. Let's go by price. Nope. Oh, I have that on. Don't know. I don't have that There we go. This is an exchange. You will pay. Yeah. So 5.5 million for Vedmak blueprints. Rodivas are not going to be worth much. Kikis are probably worth something. 4 million or so each. Drekvac's probably worth something. Auction. So about 3 million. And so on and so forth. Oh, and the entropics. The entropics were down last I checked. How do I not have an entropic? Weird. Anyway, yeah, I've got no blueprints for it, but usually those are worth something as well. So I usually just consider that in the end those will cancel each other out, or close to, that I don't have to worry about accounting for that. So just so you're aware of that. So let's go back to you, and you. Alright. Gonna switch this around. I'm going to drop my display capture. I'll fix it up later as a 3 properly done captures. But I just like having a display capture. I much prefer 3 game captures. However, how are you going to work? That will work for this for now. So, we're going to go over to this. And, of course not. Nope, we're going to switch screens on this. Forever screen. Alright. Alright, damn it. Okay, here's what you need to see. Here is the Horde giveaway. Now, I don't let you see the other ones, but I always let you see this one. Because this is the one that is the bigger one of the night. We draw the winner. The winner does not have to be here. They win regardless. But they pick a number. How many cards do I have in here? So these are the cards we've gone through out of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's not 7. There's 93 cards left. And the winner tonight is Sidewinder, Spirit Weaver. Congratulations. Are you still here? You do not need to be. But it is beneficial if you are. Then what we do is we take this thing. We can get down here. Could be streaming, actually. And we'll take this, and this, and this. And the cards that he is after, give me 1 second here, being self-conscious, don't mind me. Dragon is, he is after the multicolored cards. So, blue cards are worth 150 mil. Green cards are 500 mil. Red cards are 250 mil. Artifact cards are 1 billion. And there are 2 special cards left. The 2 billion one went already, really early on. But we have 2 multicolored cards that are worth 5 billion right now. Once one goes, then the last one will be worth 10 billion. So let me get this done up. Let me go see if I can find Sidewinder right quick. Alright, send him a message. Shuffle this up while we're waiting. I know Reaper was going to be streaming. I'm not sure if Sidewinder was as well. Let me go check right quick. I got desktop audio off, so we're good. There's Reaper. Don't see Sidewinder in here, so he might be around. It's alright if he's not. Alright, throw some numbers out in chat between 1 and 93 because I don't see an answer from him yet. We'll give him another minute. But if he does not show up, then I will use your number, the first number that I see in chat here. 17 it is. Thank you, Recon. Appreciate that you picked something under 50. You know I'll go through them all, but I appreciate that you picked something under 50. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 is an artifact. Well, needless to say, that is still a billion-esque for Sidewinder, so I'm sure he won't be upset about that. So let's take that. That goes in the box of cards that are no longer in the Horde. That means we have 92 cards left in here for next time. 2 jackpot cards, so 1 in 46. Or yeah, 1 in 46. That's how fractions work. Damn it. Nope, that's partisan. Copy that. Curse you. That is the downside of the ultra wide, is that you have to mess around with these. Okay, so I'll link a character. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 billion is percent. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me go see who's on. Who is playing Eve? We have Mr. Unlucky, we have a Surlite. Dayopa, probably not. Ganking trade ups, really? Alright, so I am going to send you off to a non-Eve. Oh, wait, no, wait, maybe. No, I'm going to send you off to a non-Eve streamer. Feel free to watch for a bit. It's Reaper spawn. Or if you aren't interested, feel free to go somewhere else. That's perfectly fine. No issues with that. You guys have a wonderful evening. Way too far over there. I will see you later. This video will be up on YouTube later. Have a wonderful evening. I will try to sort out some of this stuff that did not work quite the way I wanted it to. But you guys have a great evening, and I will see you next time. Fly fun. It's okay to lose ships and learn some of this stuff. Have a wonderful evening.